Welcome back to Vintage and Stuff with your host, Drew Heifetz. We have a really dope episode for you today. Sometimes when I get these guests and I bring them on, obviously I'm looking for people that have interesting stories I'm looking up to in the business right now, or they're entertaining me, or some kind of attribute that obviously makes me want to bring them on the show. This episode in particular, I didn't really know the person very well. But after this episode, I know the person very well, and I like them even more. On today's episode, we have Juna of Juna Thrifts. I've been following him for a while. He's super funny. He's very genuine. His prices are great. He doesn't succumb to the hype. He just sells what he likes to sell. And on this episode, we learn a lot about him. He is very thoughtful. He has big fucking goals. He journals every day for 2 hours sometimes, which blew my mind. That's a very interesting part of this episode. I think you guys are going to like this one. It's very insightful. He's a young guy doing very well in the business, and it's definitely motivational. So back to my guests. So it's kind of funny. I've had some people who I've hit up on about coming on the show, and they have said no. Some people say no because they're nervous. Some people say no because they think they're going to say something that's going to fuck up their business. Or some people say no because of other guests I've had on the show. Now, this vintage business we all live in is pretty small, guys. There's a lot of characters, a lot of great people, a lot of kooks. I got to say it. There's a lot of interesting people, a lot of weird stuff going on. I try to have an open forum here for people to talk about what they want to talk about who they are, what's going on. And everybody I bring on here is doing something or has shaken up the business or is interesting in some kind of way, for sure. So, first of all, not all the views shared on Vintage and Stuff podcast are views of my own. I need to say that, okay? It's very important to understand. I try to have this, like I said, be an open forum for people to be able to talk, tell their stories, us get to know what's going on inside the heads of the characters within our business. I don't agree with them all, and I'm not friends with all of them, and I'm friends with a lot of them. So I just want that to be known. I do understand, I'm trying to bring on people here that will motivate us, that will stoke us out, that have the best stories and are good people. And sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it goes the other way. And, and sometimes things happen after I bring people on the show that changes who those people are as well. I don't really know where I'm going with this rant. Bottom line here is that it's an open forum. I want interesting guests. And on that note, who do you guys want to see on the show? Who do you guys want to see on the show? Come on, put it down in the comments. I'd appreciate that. I have some great guests lined up for this season. We are now in a new season of Vintage and Stuff, season 3. Super stoked to be back. I basically took the summer off, like a classic TV show. I'm back with a new season in the fall. School's back in. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's do some vintage news real quick here for you guys. 1980 something co. Shout out Chris. Big shout out. Still crushing it in the live selling space. Also crushing it in the in-person selling space, which is virtual fleet. And he has this new thing coming up where he's doing a live recording of a virtual flea with a live audience, which I'm sure some of you listening to this are going to be in that live audience. Super cool concept. I'm sure it's with a big network. I have no clue what network it is. I would imagine MTV or something. And we're probably going to be able to see this on TV very, very shortly. So big up you, Chris, for doing that. It's crazy to see where this started. When I had Chris on the show, you can go listen to that episode. This is when Virtual Flea was pretty relatively new, and it was just kicking off, and it was popping. And now look at it now. Look at it now. Congrats, Chris. But on that note, obviously, lives have way slowed down. And that, again, is something that we predicted on the show a long time ago. It's like the turning of the guard here. In-person events are back. There's been flea markets everywhere. Shout out ThriftCon for going hard, crushing it. Flea markets in all kinds of cities. They just did Atlanta, I think, and now they're doing Vegas. Virtual's done 3 events now, or 4 events. There's the Philly boys did a flea market. Forget the name. Shout out those guys. And basically, Otter God told me about an Ohio event coming up, and he did one already. There's been events, the Granville Flea in Vancouver. Shout out Granville Flea. And that's just off the top of my dome. There's tons of live events going on, and they are doing really well. For me personally, just so you can get a context, because I have a large business here. I sell online. I have 2 websites. I have 2 physical stores. I sell wholesale. I do all these different things. My physical retail right now is doing really well, like really well compared to the online. And that is obviously a huge change from, say, a year ago, where online was crushing and in physical retail was doing very poorly because people were locked up. So there is a changing of the guard. Lives have slowed down like crazy. We saw the surgence of the blind bids, which even those have slowed down like crazy. So people are more inclined to be shopping in person. So get out there, get a booth somewhere, and do it up. But who knows what's going to happen in the future? We're coming back into fall time here, which is flu season, people. So will we go into another lockdown? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think places around America and Canada or the world will go into another lockdown? Let me know in the comments. New Zealand, Australia just came out of another lockdown. So I want to know your opinions on that. Okay, so today, Juna of Juna Thrift, such a G, such a funny dude, crushes it on TikTok. He's had some crazy viral videos go nuts on there. And again, he's just a super honest, genuine person with big goals. And, I was very impressed with this episode. So hope you like it. I know that was a long intro. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you appreciate what I do, if you appreciate this podcast, if you appreciate all the knowledge we drop on here, please take some time. Just go share this video. I'll wait. Share it to your IG stories. Share it to your Facebook, whatever. Just share it so more people can enjoy it. Go. Last thing I got to say, if you want to start selling vintage online with 0 fees, 0 commission fees, get on BidStitch, guys. BidStitch.com. You can sell your vintage with 0 commission fees, $9.99 flat rate per month. That's it. And save yourself some money. A lot of people are making money on there with 0 fees. Stop paying eBay money. Stop paying Depop money. Stop paying Poshmark, Etsy, all these people money. They're sitting in their high horse, big freaking mansions, offices in the sky, corner offices with a view, collecting your money. Why? And as buyers, like if you want to really support your friends, buy from them direct for one thing, or buy from them on BidStitch because you know that money is all going to them. So go check out BidStitch. There's crazy steals on there. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Juna Thrifts. Your own strain of weed, Juna.
That was super fucking weird. And also like, all right, about like how that even happened. I was like straight edge for 5 years and everyone around me knows I was like super straight edge. And so
I'm talking like no booze, nothing, full straight edge.
No, bro. Yeah, full straight edge. And so the people around me know that I was straight edge. So it's like, and they know it's like I just recently started. But like that's when I made those shirts that say heavy smokers only on the back. That was like the joke, was that I was acting like I smoke way more than everybody, and if you don't smoke a lot, like you're a bitch. Like it's like that was the joke. Like I kept saying that around everyone. I was like, yeah, heavy smokers only.
I know. I saw that. I'm like, yo, this guy's serious. This guy fucking must puff hard.
Yeah, I made those shirts, and then local homie who, sells, yeah, he hit me up and was like, would you want to do like your own like pack? And I was like, he didn't hit me up from his personal account, and we don't talk that much. Hit me up from like the brand's account. And so I didn't know who I was talking to, and like the page is private, and I'm like, this seems sketchy, but I'm just gonna go with it.
Like I got my own weed. I got my own weed.
And then like it happened and we like linked up and they handed me an ounce on like the middle of the street and it's not legal here.
Oh,
So
it's not, eh?
no, so they just like we met up and they just handed me like an ounce of weed on the street on like the busiest street in my area. Like where all the bars are, like everything. I go there every day to get coffee on this busy ass street. Hands me this bag of weed. Like
that's super dope that you did that. And but it's also weird for me to even hear now, like it's not legal somewhere because it's totally legal in Canada. And I go to California, it's fucking legal. So like, where did you guys sell this? Like, these guys are just like delivery service or some shit, and they
I guess the stuff I got was just pretty much like a payment for like using my teeth and like me talking about it and like tagging them. That was like the way I viewed it. It was like just a payment for it, and so I sold some of mine because I was like, I do not need all this, and it was basically just everyone was hitting me up in Milwaukee, like asking like where, and people that weren't even in Milwaukee were just like, where can I get it? But I eventually just sold some like to some people that fucking asked, and then I just kept like one for myself and then one for my roommate. Like I didn't really do much with it, but weird follow up to that. Some dude saw that and thought I was like a legit like drug dealer and had been like spamming me for like a week about like sending me like a pound of weed and like how we're gonna distribute
it. He's like, yo, you're my guy. Like move this shit.
I had to like, yo, like, I don't know if it wasn't like obvious, but that was like a payment for like my logo being on something. Like, I don't actually sell drugs. And he just like totally glossed over that and kept going. And I'd eventually just be like, bro, like, I'm not.
No, well, you always got a backup career, Juna. You know, if the shit don't work out, you know.
Yeah, I know, I guess. Yeah.
Start pushing pounds. Okay, so we jumped right into this, but let's back it up here. So we want your story, man. We want the beginning. We want your early days. You're a young guy. Like, how old are you right now?
I just turned 22 this past week.
Happy birthday, man. Oh, so you're a Virgo.
Yes.
Yes, Virgo. What's up? I'm August 28th. But you already mentioned your teeth. It's on your shirt. So you got to give us a big old smile, man. Let's see it.
Yeah. That's from skateboarding, actually.
Oh, no shit.
Like in the house, skateboarding in the house.
Was it like a flip up deck right in the noggin?
Yes. Yeah, so like I was doing kickflips on the carpet because I was like, this is going to help me land them when I'm on concrete. And I was starting to get them. And I slammed my feet down and my back foot hit the board and not my front foot. And it just hit me in my face. And I looked in the mirror and the whole thing fell out. It wasn't like a chip tooth situation. It was like the whole thing.
The fucking thing from the root just popped out.
Yeah, I picked it up. It was like, you know. And actually had, like they put it back in and then like it rejected it. And then for a while I had like a fake tooth that I would just put in. And they kept breaking just as they do with wear. And then one day it broke and I was like, all right, I'm never getting a new one. Like this is like
now it's your signature
it's just like
trademark.
Work, bro. I'm just not getting a new one of these. So
I got a skater friend, my buddy Mikey. Shout out Mike, aka Chicken Boy, we call him. He's had so many chipped teeth, and he has to keep going in to get the dentist to fix it. I swear he must have fixed the same chipped tooth like 20 times, man. And it's like
that's what I'm saying. Money. It costs a fucking lot. Like, so I'm just like, nah, it's like not even worth it, and it really doesn't bother me, and it's not really affecting anything I do. So I just left it out. Nah,
dude, you're looking handsome.
Yeah.
You're looking
handsome.
Thank you. So let's get into it. Bring us back to your childhood and how that led you into this. Obviously, you're a skater.
Yeah, I did skate. I think skating is like the first like aesthetic I really liked with like dressing. Like the first time I became brand conscious was through skateboarding. That's all skating is really. It's so many just like brands everywhere.
Yeah, especially too when you were probably introduced to that like 2013, 14, 15. Era?
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember like Girl and Enjoy, like Baker, like those were really big.
Yeah,
like those, and so that I always wanted a shirt. Or like Zoo York was really big, and I wanted like those brands on me. DC, like the puffy DCs, I really like those. But that's like the first time I became aware of like style, in that there's like the dress that like represent what you're about. That's like the first time, and I think from there it moved on to the music I was into. I really just wanted to wear shirts from like bands. I would go to every concert and I'd try to buy a shirt from everything. Like every single show I try to buy a shirt.
What are some of your early concerts?
Well, there's like two realms of it. There's like, like the buy a ticket, go get a seat, like actual venue shows. And then I moved into a whole realm of like underground punk and like basement shows. But like, I guess early concerts that were like, my first concert ever was in New York City. My mom took me and we saw Patti Smith. So that one's really crazy. I guess like Smashing Pumpkins was like my first like rock concert. I saw Prince.
Wow.
With my mom, Bob Dylan, like Pink Floyd. Like I've seen like those kind of performances, but then I've also seen like, like Playboi Carti, Tyler the Creator, like this modern day rap. I've seen a lot of those, as well as like a lot of like the big hardcore bands that are out right now.
You're talking basement shows. Those are like, because obviously in America it's got to be all ages because you've only been legal age for like a year.
I've only been to one show that was like you had to pay or like you had to be an age and 18. I saw I Hate God in Madison, like Wisconsin. So it's like an hour and a half drive to see them.
Okay. Yeah, so like that's a huge scene, eh? The underground kind of hardcore punk rock.
Yeah.
Like all ages shows, like heavy mosh pits going on, right?
I would go and get shirts from every single show. And I think like the first like bin I would ever like dig in was people would bring their old shirts to shows and sell them for like $5. And I would buy as many as I could. I would just like,
so
I would buy
and bring their old shirts?
Just like people like who were coming, whoever like booked the show or whatever, they like, if they wanted to build a new venue or something, people would bring their old shirts and like old records and just sell them. And I would try to buy as many shirts from as any band I recognized. I'd buy as many shirts as possible. Even if they like didn't fit me well, I would just still buy them.
And this is pre when you were actually like flipping shit.
I didn't even know like what vintage, like what that would even mean. Like I knew like it was old, but like I didn't know. To me, old and like rare was like a band from like 2012 that played like one show. And I'm like, I need that fucking shirt. No one has that. And no one gives a shit, but like I have to have this. And I would collect like all these random band shirts that like for bands that no one gave a fuck about.
Well, especially those small shows. Yeah, there's probably like 50 shirts max or even 20, 30 shirts for some of those shows, There's like nothing out there.
Yeah.
One of your homies told me that your mom, shout out mom for taking you all those concerts for one thing, but also that your mom was big into collecting and selling Lego, or I don't know if selling, but collecting.
Not even selling, just buying.
Just buying.
Just collecting and still has them all. I remember I really liked Legos as a kid, and so I think it's the best toy of all time.
Oh, dude, I'm a Lego fan. I'm about to go do Lego after I'm done this podcast with my kid.
I actually got a Lego kit for my birthday, actually. Nice. I got like the Adidas shoe for my birthday. Sick. But I think she started to like them more than me, and I remember a vivid Lego memory here is she stayed up late and she was like on eBay. Like I remember she was on eBay with this and she bought like a lot of like 80 pounds of Lego. We had to go to like the USPS like place and like pick it up. And I remember going through it and had all like all the Star Wars pieces and all that shit. But she doesn't really get attached to anything and she's not very like consumeristic in any way besides those Legos.
So, like, when she collects Legos now, obviously that was like the beginning because she started collecting it after she was buying it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, she like would every time she goes to like Target, she'll just like go and like look and like buy. She really likes like the small kits that like they sell by like the where you check out because they're usually like seasonal. So she has like a lot of like the original like small like holiday kits that didn't even come with instructions, so I didn't think they were needed. And so she has like all those. Plus, like everything's dead stock. If we're gonna use those words, she hasn't opened any of it. It's like all still in package.
Yeah, that's fucking rad. Like so people might not know this, but Lego holds value. Lego of all,
it goes
a lot of toys hold value. Yeah, it goes crazy. And like you said, you bought 80 pounds, and you can even like obviously kits that are complete are worth bank, especially like the OG ones, like the old castles and like the yellow. Yeah. The yellow, like the original shit. And that was like from when I was a kid, like in the 80s. But I used to have a ton of Lego. I wish I kept a lot of it because like, and then there's people that sell it by bulk, by the pound, which is like just mixed bricks, right? And there's a huge market for it. This shit never.
Dude, trust me, I've like looked into it because I actually like got to the point when I was younger, like I got out of it late as a kid. Like I went to like Lego conventions, and I was like looking at them and like. And also, I went to Denmark when I was younger, and that's where Lego's from. And I went to like the OG Legoland. Like I was fat into Lego. Yeah, like I went to Disney, and there's like downtown Disney in Florida where they have like the Lego store, and I was so excited. I'm running through the park, and there's a set of stairs, and I missed a stair and like fell, and like my whole face was like bleeding. Like it was really actually bad, bro. Like I think Disney was like, holy shit, we got to get this kid like out of public view. This is such a bad look.
You're like no, just give me the Lego.
Yeah, no. And so like they take me and they give me all this like they like bandage me up, and then like they give me like a fucking popsicle, bro, because they want to make it look like I'm just having a good time. And I get to the Lego store and they gave me like a free box of Legos, like the big fucking boxes.
Come up. See?
They were just like, oh, you fell trying to get to the Lego store? Here's your big box of Legos. Yeah, I know, it's crazy come up.
For like, the listeners out there, like if you ever want to get free shit, just fake an injury, spill something on your clothes and be like, you guys did this?
I really fell. My whole face was fucked up. And I think the next day was my last day at Disney. And I swear to God, every employee thought I was like a Make-A-Wish or something, bro. Because my whole face was just like bandaged up, and they were like handing me free shit the whole day. Like I was just like, oh my God, bro. They definitely think I'm like super sick or something, bro. Like
you got the royal treatment, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so how much Lego we talking here? Does your mom have? Like,
bro, like definitely like over like 70 like sealed things.
Okay, she's into it.
But that's dude, rad. She all away, which is the worst.
She what?
She's giving it away.
To who?
My cousin who just got married, so that for their kids, and I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, this is like the actual worst decision you can make here. Like, you could retire off this, like the amount of shit you have here. It's
well, it's also nice to pass it on to the fam, let the kids get some joy there. Just like you, buddy, in the Lego store with a smashed up face.
They're always making new Legos.
That's right. They are. I know. Yeah. I thought about that too. I'm like, Lego must be one of like the heaviest plastic users in the world. Like, I mean, the good thing about it is like not a lot of people throw it away because you can resell it, which is good. But still, the amount of Lego they keep making, and there's so much out there. Lego bricks everywhere.
They're making them like with recycled plastics now. It's not new.
Oh, that's.
I think they're starting to. So.
Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, I want to get into like obviously I follow you on IG. You're like one of my favorite follows, and there's certain reasons for that. You're a fucking funny guy. You're only 22 and you already have your catchphrase, so let's fucking hear it.
Which one?
Well, boss, I don't know which one comes to mind.
They think they want it, but they don't. Heavy smokers only. It ain't even big though. Always and forever. Like those are like the main ones, bro. But the it ain't even big though is another like realm of existence. That one's like not even in my reach anymore.
Yo, that one is awesome.
People say that.
That's bro, that's like, my one. That's what I first came. That's what came to mind first. And I swear, like when I get a big T, or when me and Sean are in the office like fucking around, and I see like some. Like mid 2000s, like hood rap style tee. I bust that shit out. It's like in my head. It's fucking ringing in my head, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even connected to me anymore. It's so far gone. Because it's just like, I remember I was like not really beefing, but I was just like so actually baffled. This dude put on his story like two other like thrifters wearing super big shirts and was like, who did it better? And I just swiped up and like, we don't follow each other. And I was like, damn, I didn't even make it in the discussion. He's like, I don't know who you are. Like, I was just like, oh my fucking God, bro. And it's crazy because one of the pictures, he cropped out where they tagged me.
Ah.
They're like tagged me like, is it even big though? And then he had to crop that out so he could do this side by side.
Come on. This is the originator, people. This is the originator. Yeah. So that shit is like, that's like, is it TikTok viral? Do people do that shit on TikTok?
Dude, a lot. I mean, kids will like tag me and them wearing big fucking shirts on there.
I've seen it too, and I've seen a couple of them where you weren't tagged, and I'm like, I'm forever tagging you in these ain't even big though posts.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, dude, that video is like, I remember that shit was like one take. All my videos are pretty much one take. Like all of them.
Looks like it.
Just I know, but that's the vibe.
Why don't you post? Okay, I had a question about this. Why don't you post more of your TikTok content on the Reels?
Dude, I think it's just a basic like boils down to just like I'm lazy. I just like have it. Like I wish I could give you like a really good answer. It's just like basically why a lot of people don't do things. They're lazy.
Yeah, fair game. Well, I want to see more on Reels, man, because your shit is fucking funny.
I'll just
And you had, while we're on this topic, you had a crazy viral TikTok where you and your homie are eating fucking sloppy ass chicken wings, and you give each other like this sloppy salmon high five shit.
Yeah.
And that went off, right?
Bro, there's like 4 takes of that. The one I posted is the last take. There's like
you could tell because you guys were already like dirty as fuck with sauce.
Yeah, bro. Well, dude, yeah. And I had to convince him to do that. I had to be like, bro, we need to do this. Like, come on. Like, he was on board in the beginning. He's really fucking big on TikTok. He's like way bigger than me on TikTok.
What's his name?
His name is Griffin. Like on TikTok, he's like his Griffin's Premium is the page that's really big, but he has 2 pages with over like 500,000 followers on TikTok, and his like Instagram is like I think like 200,000 followers.
And he's a thrifter. Like
no, he's not a thrifter. He's just like just a TikToker. Like he's a real TikToker.
Okay, well now I gotta ask. Like, is he making money on that?
He does, and that's like how he makes his money. But I know he does want to like do like he wants to make his money from like actually creating clothes now, like not just doing TikTok. Like he wants to actually like create products and design, and I encourage him to do that. We have lots of random calls out of nowhere that turn into 4 hours where I'm like,
you guys are like shooting ideas and shit.
Like yeah, and like giving him advice on how to do certain things.
Nice. Okay, I gotta bust this out. So it's the cringe word, the major cringe word, curation. Okay. Now I thought about
the curation is a big one. Yeah, dude, the curation, like, bro, like, if you're in the bins, you are not curating. Like, you are just finding.
Yeah, well, I actually looked up the definition of curation just before this podcast because I'm like, that word gets thrown around like you're some kind of fucking fashion designer. If you're like curation, my curation, you know what I mean? Which is like curation is just a collection of shit that you've acquired and like put it together. It's like everybody who's selling vintage has some kind of curation. It's just
to an extent, yeah.
So. But you have a unique one, and I'm not like all cringe words aside. Like the shit that you sell is unique to you. You're not pigeonholed by like the hype or say the fashion world or like whatever else is going on in pop culture. Like you're kind of just selling what you like. You're selling a lot of shit that's like really affordable. You're selling just what I imagine is things that you find interesting. Like I've shopped your website a bunch. And there's always some interesting shit on there. So, like, run us through the mind of Juna while he's picking.
All right. So I guess, like, well, I'll just say it, like, I don't even thrift anymore. I just buy bulk. Like, I don't even go thrift. Like, Juna thrifts no longer actually thrifts. I hate to say it.
It's a heritage name now.
I hate to break the illusion for everyone who thinks I'm out there every day.
Oh, shit.
But that recently just stopped. I just stopped thrifting. But for me, like, I guess it was just like, there's 2 ways. So first is I just like, when I first started, I just buy everything that I thought was cool and would just try to sell it and like learn my way through what does sell and what doesn't sell. Right. But then after a while, I think it was like a lot of the times I like, especially the big fucking shirts, that was just like, I just thought they were so fucking funny, bro. Like, it really just was, like, born from this, like, pure place of, like, bro, like, especially, like, the gangsta tees. Those make me laugh so hard. Because I remember, dude, I've, like, seen people wearing those seriously. And I just always would think that's so fucking funny. So I, like, had to get them to, like, be that. I don't know. Like, that's where I started, like, buying them. And then, like, I found there's, like, a whole world of them. My friend actually has, like, 100 plus of those. Like all different.
I've seen you shout him out on IG. He has a whole.
Yeah, I barely shout people out, and there's like a reason behind that too. Like, I never really like share anyone's posts that isn't mine or shout out anyone, so it holds value. Also, like when I like sometimes I'll have money and I'm like, I want to shop on Instagram. I don't want to go on Depop and support random people I don't know. I want to buy from my people on Instagram that I really fuck with and talk to every day and who support me like directly, right? And so I'll be looking through stories, right? And people, like, when I'm looking through a story and it's everybody's shirt besides their fucking own, I'm like, bro, like, there's not, like, I want to buy shit from you, but you're not even selling anything.
Yeah.
Like and so I remember just seeing so many stories where it wasn't even their posts or just like other shit. And I'm like, bro, like we need to so for me, I was like, my story is just going to be like Juna activity. Like
It's smart. It's smart. I mean, I don't do that. I share bad people's shit.
And it's like not like I'm trying to and it's not like I don't like other people's stuff or I'm like trying to hide their stuff. It's just like I want my story to be pure like my stuff. And then also when I do shout out someone, it's like way bigger and the endorsement is way heavier.
Yeah. And so who would you give your homeboy the rap tee or the
all right, okay.
Tee guy?
So
what do you call those? Like I call them
just call them gangsta tees. I think that's just the word. Yeah. But like this homie Beef's Closet, like on Instagram, he has like he's from TikTok and like he followed me and I looked at his like regular page. I'm like, oh my fucking God, it's you. Like he always makes videos in them and like just like he has the craziest collection of them. And I'm
so fucking new to I gotta find these kids on TikTok. What the fuck?
And so I DM him like fanboying over him, being like, bro, you have the craziest like shirts of that, like, and like, cause he made his one video that got sent to me like 6 times, where it's just like him going through his closet, and it's like one after another, all those shirts. And so we're like talking about him, and I found out like he's been collecting them for like a couple years, and like doesn't sell them, and he's like looking out, and like I would show him ones that I'm like I had, like being like, yeah, bro, do you even have this one? And he would have like 3 different colors. Damn. Like, and like I'll show him ones. I sniped one the other day, and I showed him, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, I saw that one. I didn't want it." And I was like, "Oh my fucking God, bro!" Like it's like I've not flexed on him once.
That's like a classic. That's a classic move though. When someone does that, and you're like, "Fuck, I want that so bad." Yo, I passed on that.
Yeah, but no, dude. Like he has every single one, and like he even like has like, in his opinion, which ones are like the actual rare ones. And which ones are like
he's got all the ice killers and like the Mario.
Well, yeah, he's like the SpongeBob ones are easy like to get, and that's like the one that I think a lot of people want because that's like the like image people think of. But like the one that's like the rarest one, if we're gonna talk heart-shaped box of gangsta tees, and I actually fucked up because I didn't snipe one. I didn't buy it on eBay. I should see if it's still up, and if I'd say it and someone is still up and someone, I still have time. But it's the Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's like he has like dreads, like the spice are like turned into dreads. It's like super weird. That one.
This is like, class has like rhinestones and shit on it, probably.
Yeah, and also I found out like the rhinestones are a big part. Like the more rhinestones it still has, like the greater the value. Like it's like
this is a whole new genre we need to dive into.
Yeah, like exactly like. Fuck single stitch, fuck all that. We're talking about rhinestones.
Yo, if it ain't XXX, it ain't shit.
Bro, I don't think they make those in like any size smaller than like large. And I barely see large. Like
I've been selling them for a while, and I've always been saying like those are kind of next to me, I think, because they're still super underrated. They're fucking crazy prints. They're all like they have such good subject matter, like smoking blunts and like gambling and money and cars and all the shit.
Dude, like they're sick as fuck. I mean, like I sold one on my personal sale for $100, and I had people telling me I undersold it, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do. It's like I'm not gonna like. It's just like they're hard to price.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, but the one I had, I haven't seen it before, but it was also single stitch. Which added this, it was on like a changes tag, but it was still like super
because
crazy.
We're looking at like the early. I mean, that to me, that's like a 2001 to 2010 era type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like, yeah, no, and like they're fucking cool. I remember like I think the big shirt thing also started in my mind was I really like Soulja Boy, and like that Crank That video where he's like the fucking biggest hoodie of all time. I remember like seeing that and be like, what the fuck is that? Like that's crazy way of like dressing. Like that is like like.
Have you ever had Soulja Boy tees?
Bro, I've been so close to getting one. Like a couple, and one dude, the price was just too high for me at the time, and so whatever that I can live with, right? But the second one, oh my fucking God! So black long sleeve. I don't think people really know that one, but there's a black long sleeve Soulja Boy shirt, like official merch, and the dude like. I don't know, I haggled with him like a little bit, and then it came, and then, like I was paying more than I even wanted to pay, and then it came time to pay, and I was like, yo, PayPal, cool, because I've never bought from this guy, so I was like, let's just do it through PayPal to be safe here. And he like hit me with this phrase that when people say this to me, bro, I just don't even want to shop with them anymore. And so it was like I had to like, as much as I wanted this shirt, I had to just stick to my morals of when people say this to me, and I just let the tea go.
What's the phrase?
Bro, when people are like, yo, just add on for fees if you're going to pay goods and service. I'm like,
So
bro,
that's a deal killer for you.
Yes, because it's like, bro, you should fucking consider that before you give me the price. Like, that's like something that bothers the fuck out of me. Is when like people take their like reselling page and are like sharing all this stuff about like them being a small business and like support small business, and then like it comes time to do like business shit, like pay fees on your money, and they get super like, no, bro, I'm not trying to pay fees, add for fees, like all this shit. And it's like, dude, that's like a part of being a business person, is those fees exist. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
yeah, and then they all have the attitude like my shit don't stink. I can be a dick. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And it's like, we're all still in business, and we all need to be fucking good people and not be dickheads to our customers. Like if you want to have, like he lost a customer because he's like over like $3 or something. God,
dude, like that is like the deal breaker. And this used to be a deal breaker, but I'm like slowly not letting it be. But like the whole like make an offer thing. Like I used to just, as soon as someone said that, I just be like, all right, cool, bro. Let me know if you come up with the price. That's how I would hit him with every time. But like lately, I've just been like, all right, you want to make an offer? I'm just gonna lowball the shit out of you and just get it out of the way, and then like we'll just like finally figure it out. And like 2 times recently, I had to make an offer, and like this dude like a 6XL like tee with like all these like wrappers on it, like not even cool wrappers, honestly, like not anyone that's like an underground, like just like random, like I don't know, whatever. 6XL, and I hit him up. I'm like, yo, man, like this is sick. Are you selling it? How much? And he says, make an offer. And the only reason I feel like he's saying that is because it has wrappers on it. Sure. So now it's like worth more. But it's like, bro, it's 6XL. Like, who are you selling this to?
Yeah, where are you gonna find that person, man? Like, fuck.
I know. And like it's not, I'm like, he doesn't like know I collect them, obviously, or whatever. But it's just like, dude, like, I don't know. So I just was like, yo, 10 ships, cool. And he never opened it. And I hit him back. I was like, yeah, bro, just let me know. I'm really interested. And he never opened it, but it's what.
Yeah, that whole thing, you know, it's people need to know what they got. If you're gonna post something for sale, you want to do the research. Just have a price. Come on.
Yeah, no, and dude, like another thing that's super bad is like one day a week at least, I just try to like stay up super late and I just listen to music and I like draw and like just take care of maybe things I didn't have time to do during the day and just like keep it like, you know, just like relax, right? Yeah. Once a week I stay up super late. And that's when I do all my like IG like shopping, like on like Instagram. It's like super fucking late. And dude, like when people don't put prices on their shit on their story or like don't like put the size and price, like I just don't even ask. It's like, that's like, to me, that's like, you should just make it as easy for your customer to decide where they want to buy something.
Yeah, and you were saying before, like how you're trying to buy from your homies and like support your homies. If you buy from IG directly, they don't pay fees, which is dope. Or they can go on BidStitch. Shout out BidStitch, no fees. But anyway, it's like so I've had this happen to me a lot of times. People will buy something and then they'll be like, yo, like I'm stoked I finally got to buy something from you. And I'm like, you've been like trying to buy something from me? Like for how long? Like, I don't know. Like it happens often, right? Because they've been like following me for whoever, how long. And then they're like stoked to finally make a purchase. But the point is like, you gotta just always have shit available for these people to buy because at some point you're going to hit, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like a game. You got to keep kicking the fucking ball at the net, you know? And like, don't get discouraged when shit don't move, but then one day you'll be like, bang, 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 and shit goes.
Yeah.
So,
and that's like, that was, I think, one of the biggest like moves I made from just like a purely like financial standpoint was creating a website. Like that has made shit like my life so much easier. Because I don't just sell like 10 really expensive pieces. I'm selling like this past weekend till now is like 140 items moved. So it's like, bro, I'm not trying to do that through DMs.
No, dude,
And like,
that's the fucking worst, dude. You'll fuck up so many orders trying to do that. Like,
yes, dude. And then also like you don't like I love the people who shop with me, but for like the 1% of people that ruin it, like don't like you can't be like, yo, bro, would you consider this, or like, yo, measurements, yo, like, bro, just like you have to buy it or you don't. That's like I'm gonna be asleep and you can choose whether to buy it or not. And if your question is really that important, you'll choose to like DM me. But the amount of like low balls and like measurement requests and like all this random shit is gone like down like a bajillion.
And I feel like your prices are so good. No one's fucking worrying about like half an inch measurement or some bullshit. It's like,
dude, exactly.
Yeah, so that's fucking dope. So you're moving weight, dude. Okay, so this is a question I had. I don't know if you want to go here with this question, but
right.
You said you're 22. You just turned 22.
Yeah.
What kind of money are you making selling used clothes at 22? Gross sales.
Well, okay, so I've had like 3 or 4 jobs my whole life, and every one of them I got fired from. So like I'm not good with that shit. But so like with thrifting, I'd start making money. I'm like, damn, I have $100 right now. Like, I'm thinking about that now, and I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But I used to think like $100 was like literally like the most money ever. And I'd have like $100, and I'd be like, damn, I'm fucking rich. No one talked to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I just have like, I would think that's so much. And like for literally like 2019 to like just this year, I was like, if I had money, I was spending it. Like, there was no such thing as like saving money or like thinking about future like investments or ideas that I would need money for. It was literally, if I have money, I'm just buying shit that I want. Or like if I'm out
personal
at a restaurant
or business or whatever, you just
like and I had one bank account, bro. Oh my fucking god! Because I have to do my taxes for 2019 and 2020, and I didn't have like 2 separate accounts, bro. So I'm just gonna have to like go through all that and be like, what is this random Starbucks drink like
wow.
Compared to like me going to the post office?
Dude, I did one time when I was like pretty young. I was still in my 20s. I think I did 7 years at once. It was fucking hell, dude. And I was like, I gotta fucking finally do this. I gotta get legit because like eventually, you know, I mean, you might get lucky. They might never come after you, but they might, you know, and then you're fucked.
Well, the way I hope to do things in the future, I want to know what I'm doing with my taxes. Like, I don't want to have to like stress about that shit in the future. Like I feel like I think we're gonna have a period of like the reselling game where like a ton of people get audited at once.
I think it's, and especially probably going to happen soon because these last 2 years have been bonkers. Like, think about the amount of money that's been flowing through the industry. It's crazy. Like, billions.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen. And that's like something I just really like want to do. But I mean, for money wise, like, I don't know, like I make like more money than like most people around me, but also like, I just don't like spend a lot of it. So it's just like sitting up because eventually I know there's going to be like a buyout I'm going to really want to do, or there's going to be some opportunity that arises that would be better than like whatever I could have spent that money on.
Yeah.
That would now just be sitting in my room. So I don't know. I mean, it got really like bad towards the end of summer because like a lot of like in-person things were happening. And like, there's just like a bunch of days where I was like, not even able to post items if I wanted to or whatever, or just like got like off track because I was just having fun. But I mean, for the most part, like this past March to like now is like I've made more money in this period like than I think like all of like 2020.
Nice.
So like
solid. So
so like from January to March of this year, I made more on the website than I made on the website all of 2020. But keeping in mind, I started the website in April of 2020. So
still, you're going to double your year over year.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so now it's just like, I don't know, like now that I just have like also for the, like this past like period, I've been really like saving like way more than like I spend like a lot, to the point where it's like been times where I'm like, fuck bro, I have like no money right now. But it's just because it's all my savings account. Like I'm not touching it. And so I would have like...
That's how you should be. That's how you should be living. Because like, you got to make that separation between savings and checking and
I have
money
like
that you want to save. Yeah. So you can actually like, You're like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't buy that new pair of shoes today because I'm saving. So you're 22, dude. If you start investing soon, you're gonna be retired hella young. Don't fucking
No,
wait,
and
man.
actually, I'm really working on like trying to figure out the best way to go about that. Because really, for me, there's like I have enough money right now where I can just like afford to set a good chunk aside and just let it sit for a super long time. Like I'm not into this whole like whatever this fucking like putting money in and like trading it the next day, like and then like freaking out. Like it's like no, bro, just like
Play some
like
good safe bets, dude.
yeah, I
I'll send you
just
some
want to
info
do the
after
ones
this.
that have been going up for like the past like 50 years and just
Yeah.
leave it, you know?
That's the way to riches, buddy. So
Yeah.
we got to talk about you got your ass banned from PayPal. Is that still a thing?
Bro, yes, it's like permanently like they can't even do anything if they wanted to kind of thing. Like it's like I'm completely fucking banned from PayPal.
And this is I've spoke to you about this through the DMs and shit. So this is a good lesson for people out there.
It's a really good lesson for people.
Yeah, you got banned for running a raffle, right?
Yes.
And because the law states that raffles are gambling, and gambling is illegal unless you have a license. So essentially, raffles are illegal, and they're happening all over the vintage community right now.
Yeah.
So give us how it all happened to you and rundown.
Well, part of me is really confused because I ran like a couple raffles like before, but I think it was because I ran it through my website and in the title name was raffle. And so when people were purchasing it with PayPal, that name of the item went through PayPal and they noticed the word raffle.
Triggered like a
yeah, exactly. So it was like honestly like just me putting raffle in the name that fucked me over. Like if I would have not put it in the name, I probably would still have my PayPal. But like it's just like that was why. And like because I only have a PayPal for selling shit. Like I never like I guess I had a PayPal when I was younger, but I really only got it made for like I think once to buy a concert ticket, and then I started selling on Depop a little bit. And I need a PayPal. Otherwise, I've never used it for anything else. So I was like, what the fuck would I even be banned for? And then I realized that it was that.
Did they tell you that after?
No, they literally could not tell me a single thing I did. Like the dude was like trying to find the report of why my account was banned. And like, he was not being able to help me at all. And then I like called back and like was being like honestly kind of intense with it. And like, they got me up to like the top person they could. And they were just like, I literally like, we cannot do a single thing. Because what I offered to do, I was like, I'll refund everybody that bought a raffle ticket. Like, I'll refund every single person if I can get my account back, and I just won't do like a raffle. Because I told him, I was like, I think that's why it happened. Like, I brought it up to him, and so I was like, if that's why, can I just refund everybody and then like get my account back? And he like was like, there's a button they usually press to appeal these things, and like that button doesn't even exist. Like it's just gone completely.
You got like
I got like the
worst blacklist ever.
Like yeah, I was like even using these. I was getting super like insane with them, and I was like, so if I meet the CEO of PayPal, he can't get and we're eating dinner together, and I mentioned how I'm banned on PayPal. He can't get my account. Like I was like starting to like be really weird. Like they were definitely just like, what the fuck, like. But yeah, no, I am seriously like super banned.
Yeah, that's crazy. So lesson is be careful with your fucking raffles because that shit could happen to anybody. And the thing is too, it's like you can't even there's certain things that nobody would know that until it happened, right? Like that was just a random thing that like nobody in the vintage game probably knows. There's probably other fucking rules against PayPal shit that people are breaking all the time.
Yeah.
And it probably pays to figure out what's
I mean, and one that people break all the fucking time is, bro, like not all these people are your friends and family. Like, and people send money that way all the time. Like every single business transaction that's like not sent through friends and family, or like that's not sent through goods and services, like you're both putting yourself at risk there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, totally. And then you got no recourse. You like if you're a buyer, you can't get your money back. You're fucked, and people get ripped off all the time.
Yeah.
And plus, you should be happy like with that small little percentage. It's like 2.5 or 3% compared to selling on any platform except for BidStitch. Shout out BidStitch. It's like it's going to fucking charge you at least 10, 15, 20%.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And now I'm in this dangerous waters where I only use Cash App. Like, so now it's like, I thought about this the other day. I was like, bro, I could get fucked over so bad with this method.
But isn't Cash? Oh, because Cash App's not supposed to be for business. It's supposed to be only for friends and personal shit, right?
Yeah. So I literally have just been sending money with like Cash App for everything since that happened. And like, I'm just not protected at all.
You get all shit.
But I think it'll be fine. I really think it'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be good. Okay.
Worst case scenario, they don't send it, and then I can just be like, "Yo, everyone, fuck this guy," and it just ruins it for them. Like, I think they just would know. Like, I don't know. Like, what's like? It's really not like. And also, I'm paying like a fair price. It's never like I'm just fucking. Like,
yeah, and the amount of shit that I've been fucking jacked. Like I've paid for shit that I didn't get. But the problem is, like, I pay for too much stuff that I don't even remember. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, until it's like 6 months later, I'm like, wait a minute, I never got that thing. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't care. It's whatever, $30. But we order so much as vintage dealers and buyers that it's like there's too much shit moving around.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I want to talk about you're wearing one of your shirts right now. And like this is a new venture relatively. Like, what was your first Juna drop?
Okay, so, well, if you like the very, very, very first one, if you like really think about it, it was in high school in 2018. There was a sign in like our school store that said, like, we can print a shirt for you. And I just like found out what like Supreme was and shit. And I was like, yeah, no, I got to make some shirts. So I like made this design on my phone, like, and then I like went and was like, yo, can you make this for me? And he's like, yeah, like, this is how much it is. And I went around school just like harassing people to buy this. I was like, bro, you got to buy this shirt. Like,
what was the design?
Literally, I sold it on my website. It's like, I don't even have it right with next to me, but it's really just like, it's like a man's face that is like posturized. So it's all black and white. And then literally just says Juna on the top. Okay. But the image is actually from like a painting I bought at Salvation Army that I really liked. And I took a picture of that. And that's the image that's on it.
Did they sell?
I sold it, I guess.
You hustled it. You're like walking around the parking lot?
Yeah, I'm making money. And I told, like, and then I did like another drop, same method. And then the third thing I did was like, I did like spray paint shirts where it's like stencils and I would like spray paint Juna the stencil. And then after that, I just like completely stopped. And that was like before Juna thrifts or even reselling vintage. And so then like when I started doing Juna thrifts again, like, I wanted to start making clothes again. I was going to do it just like a completely separate thing, but I realized it just made more sense to just combine it under all one thing instead of trying to make like a whole new brand. It was like, I should just keep it all under one.
You had that shirt that was like, it had one of your sayings on it. What was it?
So Always and Forever, like the flower. That one was from this year.
And then before that one, there was one that had like a deeper statement on it.
Oh, that one came out the I Don't Like Who I've Become, I Love It one.
Yeah, that one.
That came out after.
Okay.
That came out after. But yeah, no, I think like, and then before that was Karma. That's what this one is. Karma Kills. You're Next on the back. But I think, yeah, and then like there's only like one before this. But
and they sell. I've seen your site. Like, they sold out a couple times. Like, they sell fast.
The Always and Forever one, I think, was one people were waiting for a long time. And when I finally announced it, like, the one-of-ones I made, like, I picked the right shirts, like, for the one-of-ones. I think, like, the one-of-ones all turned out really good. And those sold, I think they almost all – I mean, they're all sold out, the one-of-ones. I don't have any more, and there's no more shirts. Like, we made them to order, like, the actual shirts, but the one-of-ones – are all gone. And that one was like, that was like my craziest drop until this most recent one, the personals one. But
how many tees were in your personal drop?
252 items, not just tees, but like shoes, pants, bags.
And you said you sold like already like 150 of them or something?
Yeah, like 140, a little over 140.
Nice.
2 land to the
money.
I gotta add 2 land to the free shirts sold. That's stock.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. You know, like you can you got the audience, dog. And so I want to talk about that a bit here. It's like when I look at your business, okay, like it's all spans from like your persona, and then your social media presence and like who you are, and trickles down into like who you are, what you do. You pick vintage, you got your website, you get these people, you know, you're fun to follow because you're not, it's like I can follow you and I like feel like I know you, right?
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people are missing that, and they don't. That's kind of what I try to do, you know, where I'm like, I put all that shit out there. I put all this stuff out there. If you like me, fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. And that's kind of how I feel like you are. You put it all out there, you know, and you're making videos. You're doing like your fit pics. You're posting yourself with no shirt on often.
I fucking, bro, not as often now, but dude, like the first times I was like, bro, I really don't even want to do this, bro. I was like, fuck. I felt weird about it, but now it's like whatever, bro.
So when you think about like your journey from, you know, doing Juna thrifts, like what advice do you have for people, and like what was there like turning points or like you know, kind of like tipping points for your business, or like things?
Yeah, I guess there's like a couple that I have in mind. I mean, there's this one fit I wore that like this all orange like rain. I wore this rain jacket and like rain shorts I bought that day. And I wore it in front of this really popular statue where I live, like this orange statue, and it all matched. And I took like this fit pic in front of it. And I remember that being like the first like outfit photo. Like I posted some before. That was the first one that people were like, damn, this is so like, this is such a good outfit. Like the brand who like I'm wearing shared it and all this shit. And I think that I remember I have seriously such a vivid memory of this. I'm walking over the bridge to go to a coffee shop. And I'm like thinking, it has to change. Like, it's not just like the clothes anymore. It's like what I'm doing. Like that's like, I literally fucking remember like actual, like conscious, like it has to change. Like I remember that whole day. In the
That's
beginning,
so rad, dude.
I actually remember because I take photos at every single thing. Like when people are around me, they get like annoyed almost. I'm like, no, bro, let me take a picture of that. Like, it's like, but it's because I back them all up into Google Photos. So I can like literally look back at every single day, like what I did. And I remember that day I waited in line outside the local sneaker store to buy these Air Maxes. And like I did have like my tote bag, and while waiting in line, I filmed like a what's in my tote bag video. And like people were really liking that. And I remember posting on my story about how like my page is gonna be like no longer just like a reselling, but like I'm gonna be like what I'm doing. Like I think that's cool, and I want you guys to know who you're buying from. And I value like the personal experiences with all you guys. I remember saying that. And then like at the end, I did a poll that was like, are y'all fucking with that? And like, usually like polls get whatever amount of engagement. That one had like 300 like for yes. And this is like when I had like a little over like 1,000 followers. That's fat. Like that's fat.
Yeah.
Right? Totally. You know what I'm saying? And then that's like the same day I took that photo in front of the orange statue. And I remember that whole day, like, the amount of DMs I was getting about that story post, as well as like the engagement on that poll, and then like me doing the what's in my bag video, like, and then also that fit pic. Like I remember that was the day I was like, bro, like this is, and that was like September. I bet I figured out the day. It was September of like 2019 was when I was like, yeah. Bro, that gotta change.
I'm glad I asked that question, because like that for you was your like fucking lights gone off in your own like world.
And, like, and since then I've like developed like new ways of thinking about it, and like really analyzed like why it works and like stuff like that. But like I just knew that like that was how I had to do it. Yeah, like, it really had to be.
It's no longer just a fucking dirty bin pick. And now it's like
that's like the day it turned into Juna Thrifts. Like in my mind, even though it was called Juna Thrifts, it was like complete like switch. Like this is Juna Thrifts now.
People want that personal relationship. They want to feel like they know you. They want a story. That's why they call them stories, right? They want to.
I talk about that all the fucking time, bro. The story on Instagram should tell a fucking story. Like it's not like that's why it's called that. That's why my stories are so fucking long every day. It's because I'm actually trying to actively have a narrative. And I'll even like, if I'm going to go do something, I don't let like my Instagram control what I go out and do. But if I'm going to go do something, I think I'm like, how can I turn this into like a little story? Like what's the story I can tell here? You know what I'm saying?
And then what I think too is like that it's a tool for us to use to get, you know, to like show people what we're doing. And when it's not like, there is fans for everything in the world. Like you could be a ditch digger and you could have a cool Instagram. Then there'll be fans of it. Like you could do anything in the world. as long as you tell the story in an engaging way, there's going to be
Exactly,
somebody out there that likes it. So it's like people have this thing in their brain. They're like, I have a boring life. I do this shit. It's not interesting. But that's not the truth. Somebody out there is going to like it and want to engage.
Yeah. And also, like, I think this is like one of the bigger like realizations I've had about it, like more recently, is that, like, dude, all right, so the whole like, yeah, bro, better than the money. I really just like, no, that's not it for me. I like making money. Like, yes, I like getting people like cool shit, but I like making money. And if I can like making money and sell my shit for super cheap, like, bro, there's no reason no one else can, I don't know, whatever. Like, when I just see that like trope on people like, yeah, bro, it's more like, I'm like, no, it's fucking not, bro. You gotta pay your bills, bro. It's about money. If that's the case, give it to me for free because I like it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't,
right.
but like, so I'm thinking about it that like, I want to like, to me, I think I'll just be really cocky about it. I think I definitely can be like a millionaire off like if I play the cards right with this, right? And so the way I thought about it, I'm like, I really like stepped back and was like, what am I doing? And I realized most vintage pages are made for other vintage heads. Like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's a good tee because that one's rare and has this tag, this like stitching. Oh yeah, this graphic is like not really that common, you know, and like it's made for other people who have the same knowledge as you, right? And that's like a small percentage of Instagram as a whole. Like, Instagram is fucking massive, and the people that know about that, like about its shirts, is this small. So my reselling page is made for people who can appreciate clothes. Lots of people care about what they're wearing, and lots of people care about clothes, and not even just clothes. Like, lots of people just want to see like cool shit. You know what I'm saying? So that opens the door from like this many people to like pretty much all of Instagram can watch what I'm doing. So it's like, yeah, no, like, yeah, I love, and the pages I like to follow, if you post yourself talking or like are trying to be like funny, I just unfollow you. Like, I hate following pages that are like me. Like, when I consume Instagram content, I just want to see cool shit, like cool shirts. Like, I really
Yo, that's awesome. Yo, that is fucking funny as hell. So, yeah, see, that's like don't get high. Don't get high on your own fucking supply shit. Like, that's so funny, dude.
Like, I do that all day, so it makes it hard to enjoy because I'm like, I know that there's like a method behind like making a cool like Instagram presence. So I'm like, bro, I see, like, I don't know. It's just like,
well, it's also like there's a level of like authenticity where like, you know,
yeah,
like okay, so someone like you know, we all know who he is, like the miner or something. You look, you see through that authenticity. There's no authenticity there at all, and you can tell he's so calculated in just hunting the followers. He's so calculated in hunting the followers. And then like when I look at you, like all that shit you just told me, like about how you've methodically thought it through, I would never have guessed that from like watching you.
Well, but see, the thing is, it didn't start that way. Like, it started like purely because it was just fun as fuck. Like, for me, like the rush of making a post that I'm like, bro, this shit's gonna go crazy, and I can't wait to like hear all the jokes that people are saying and like laugh about it with people. Like, that was really fun. Like, I would love to just post shit knowing the reaction was going to be super funny. It like never, but it wasn't until like maybe like this past like year where I started thinking about it like in a way.
It's like, okay to think about it, but
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but you also got to be real with what you're doing. Like, you have to be yourself for one thing, which is fucking super important, and then like, you know, don't fake the funk. Like, you know, again, with all this shit, the social media, it's like we're not out there trying to like drive Porsches, or you're not like renting a Ferrari to be like, I'm some baller fucker. Like, that's bullshit. You're out there being you, taking your shirt off. Fucking, it ain't even big though. And that's really like, that's real shit, you know? And
yeah, no, it's like, and that's like the thing, like, dude, like, yeah, I planned it out, but like, it's just like, I'm still doing the shit I would have normally done anyways.
Yeah.
Like, if I do something cool, I'm like, damn, cool. Instagram's going to be lit about this. But it's never like I'm like setting it up so I am doing shit. Like, that's cool all the time. There's definitely times where I'm doing nothing cool. And I'm like, damn, bro, I got nothing to post. But that happens.
Yeah, that happens, man. And take a fucking break, man. You know, it's like it's okay. Yeah. I'm down with that.
But like I never like I feel worse when I'm not like doing good. Like not like doing good on Instagram, but like I feel worse when I'm not like actively making myself better. And when I'm not doing cool things or like making myself better or getting outside or finding stuff to sell or selling, like I feel bad about myself. Like, my self-esteem just goes down because it's like I don't find joy in like just laying down all day and like chilling like that. Like that's good for like one day. I mean, I do that once a week at night. I just stay up and chill like super fucking hard. But for me, like my real joy in life is like actually actively doing things and like going out and doing things and like having fun. Like, so like the take a break part, like I get like super bummed when I'm like taking a break because it's usually not like my choice. It's usually like I'm just not finding good shit or like I don't have anything like really going on like with homies. There's no cool events coming up for me to go to. Like when that break is happening, it's usually not my choice. And then when it is my choice, that's like I feel even worse because I'm like, bro, this break is like happening because you're just being lazy. Like you have shit to post, you have stuff you could sell. You're sad you're not making any money because you haven't posted anything for sale. Like fucking, you can do better. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's true, but I'm a hustler, man. I like through and through, but like I got to fucking chill sometimes, and I gotta take a break. But I don't usually just like I don't sit at home all day do nothing. Like I'll go fishing or I'll go fucking do.
Yeah, no, that's like know. I like to take like do like things that are like a break.
Yeah, you got to keep busy, but you got to definitely take a break. Yeah, you will burn out, man. If you only live this every day, 24/7, you're gonna fucking burn out. It's like inevitable with any job, man.
Well, I mean, I guess like I think I view more like when people say like take a break, they just like I feel like most people are telling me to like just like chill inside your house, like nap, whatever, and like that is like. I feel like I'm just disintegrating. Like a good break to me is to go out and do something that has nothing to relate it with clothes. Yeah. You know, like, as you said, like nature shit, you know?
Okay, so I got quick hits here for you. Ready?
All right.
Okay. What does Juna like more? Wrap tees or mosquito heads?
Mosquito heads.
Really? I want to put you on wrap tees. Do you have any? Have you ever picked a mosquito head?
No, but I really like the art and I really appreciate them more, like as like a cultural item. Like I like those a lot. There's a lot more mosquito heads I actively like would love to have than like wrap tees.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrap tees out there right now, and there's a lot being posted, and you definitely see less mosquito heads. The wrap tee like style is getting like a little stale, but mosquito heads. They pop up very rarely. So.
There's the one I want so bad. There's only like one I've ever seen, and it's from the Robert Mapplethorpe one. Like you can't even really wear it, but it's just like
which one's that?
Robert Mapplethorpe dated Patti Smith, and it's like just his dick, super big. Like,
oh yeah, doesn't it say art on it? Or
that one.
Yeah, that one's rad. I know Feynman has that.
Exactly. That dude's like one I've seen. I saw like a picture of his rap like that. I mean, that one's just like I'd want just for like. Archive purposes, but there's a lot I like would just want to have to wear.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Well, a worst trend in vintage.
Writing super long paragraphs about boring. I don't know, like just like the really like dude, the whole like super like posting like a cartoon shirt with like the smallest hit ever, and then writing like 4 paragraphs about why this cartoon like changed your life, and then being like not for sale. But accepting
fucking pet peeve,
that is the worst trend in vintage. I cannot stand that shit. Like it's like
you know what's even worse is when they do the paragraph, they hype it up so much, and then they put measurements, and then they say not for sale, and you're like, why do I need measurements, bro? If it's not for sale,
it is for sale. It's just not for sale to the public. Dude, there's like only a couple people who do it really good, and it's because they started it, and then everyone after that is just not. Like I see it, and people who like that style of post, because there's definitely got to be people who like it for it to exist, but I'm just not one of them. Like I just can't fucking rock with it.
Same. All right. Okay. Well, keeping on the worst trend. What's the worst trend in TikTok?
I think I'm gonna do like a really massive trend. So I started on TikTok in late 2018, so I've seen it like. I think it's just like the people not being funny anymore and just like actually stating their opinions about serious things. Like, I don't think TikTok should be anywhere to get your news opinions or anything serious. Like, and like seeing that, like, oh my God, bro, that makes me like hate that. That's why I slow down so much. Like, I just like fucking cannot stand like going on there and having to hear someone's opinion.
So TikTok, I'm like so new to it, right? But the only reason I'm even on there is because I'm like, I need to know this for business purposes, and I experiment, right? I just experiment, but somehow they always get you back to the fucking Explorer page. Like, no matter where you are, you're like, you end up back on the Explorer page, and you're like, how did I get here in this fucking hole again on some bullshit? It's like, they're so good with the algorithm.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. I think that's the future of like social media. I think we've as like a culture have been allowed so many options. Everything we do has like multiple options of it. Like, you go buy an iPhone, there's like 8 colors. Like, we get so many options. I fucking love opening TikTok, and it's my shit is just playing right away. Like, I don't have to think, and they know what I want to see. If I don't like it, I'm a big fan of the did not like this like setting.
I gotta start doing that.
On ads, I'll do that on fucking Instagram all the time. If it's an ad I genuinely don't like, I just mark it like, yo, did not like this. And I start getting ads I actually want to see.
What ads do you want to see?
Like, I don't know, it's like I guess like screen print manufacturers, I want to see that, or like, I don't know, shit like just like I see shit. Or the best is when you reject all the popular ads and you start getting like a dude who just like promoted his own like fit pic. And it's like super cursed. Like, I see those a lot, bro. Those are super weird. If you do this enough, you'll see like the weirdest, like most cursed ads of all time, bro. And like the worst one I think I ever got was like a dude is promoting his music, and it's like just in his room with like a microphone, like yelling, and the music's like playing over like his computer speakers.
He's like one of those guys that used to be at the gas station trying to sell you a CD, but now he's popping out ghetto Facebook ads.
But no, it's like, I think people like don't realize that your social media experience is chosen by you. Like, everything that you see that you don't like is your choice, and the algorithm like shows you what they think you want to see. So if you spend time looking at shit that you don't like or looking at people you don't like, they're gonna show you more of that because they think that's what you want to see. If I don't like someone, for whatever reason, I just block them because I don't want to have to just fucking experience that. And then, like, literally,
I've done a lot of that in 2020 and 2021. I've been blocking fuckers and like exiting or like unfollowing people that I'm like, you bring nothing but like negative vibes.
Dude, I think that's the OG worst trend in social media, is being really negative, but people just thinking you're keeping it real. I think that's like the one. We need to get rid of that trend as a human race. Being negative is not keeping it real.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's not.
And I used to be that guy, dude. I used to be that guy. It took me a long time to get out of that hole because I was like too in my head about shit all the time, and I was like,
yeah, like I see shit all day long that I think's fucking annoying, and sometimes I get it and I type it out, and then I'm like, bro, what is this adding like to like the world? Like, if I say this, is it gonna stop? And if not, are more problems gonna be caused on my end? And I'm like, yeah, probably. So I'm just gonna not post this. I think like some of my least favorite pages in all of vintage IG are people who just do that on their story. Like, the clothes are sick. Like, they have great pieces and finds I would love to buy, but I just can't fuck with them
because they're negative.
They're so negative. I had one kid. I don't want to know if someone's gonna figure it out, but someone I knew through vintage, like, that was his whole brand, was like I like keep it real, like, right? And one time he was just like hating on the way someone priced something, and I swiped up and was like, bro, what do you like? What's funny about this? Like, what? He's like, the price is ridiculous. I'm like, I sold that for $20 more plus shipping. And he just like got super mad, and I had to just be like, bro, like, I tried to like reel him into reality. And he just like he like made me unfollow me, removed me as a follower, and like all this shit. And I think one time in like the bid stitch comments, I asked, yo, like, will it be only PayPal? Because I had just gotten banned. And he, who doesn't even follow me, and I've not interacted with this guy, replied to me. He's like, it's only PayPal, bozo. I know you're banned. I'm like, whoa. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're really like, Joe, just because I told you maybe it's not a good look. And his like whole thing is like, I'm not negative. I just keep it real. Like, that's his thing. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, there's way too many people like in the world.
Fuck.
That's not even a vintage thing. That's just a humanity thing.
No, it is. It totally is, man. And like I said, I was a victim to it, and it used to like bum people out, and I would like, and it bummed me out too. I knew I was doing it, but then I had to like fucking break the habit. You know?
The engagement goes crazy, but is that the kind of engagement you want sometimes? You know?
Well, yeah, and I know that too, because like anytime you want to get involved in you want to blow up your page, just fucking start some drama and fucking you'll see your shit blow up. But it won't blow up in a good way. It'll blow up in some shit way. And like, do you want that? Probably not. But that is definitely a tactic, and I know people who've used that tactic too. Just like any publicity is good publicity, right?
Dude, I saw his one dude like get scammed for a shirt, right, or whatever, and I'm like, and he like made it a big deal. And I was on his side. I'm like, yeah, like this fucking sucks, whatever. And then, like, I noticed he kept getting scammed on shirts and would, like, make it this big deal to, like, shit on the person. And I don't know, maybe he's just really unlucky, but it kind of, like, was in my head. I'm like, bro, you just suck at buying clothes. Like you're getting scammed so much. I think almost, like, shout out to people who are scamming you, bro. Like, they keep getting away with it. Like, you should know.
What's that saying? It's like, if you continue to do the same thing but expect different results, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I know. And I was just like, damn, bro, like, and he always gets all this sympathy, like, yo, man, that's so fucked up. And it's like, bro, I would never want to be like the sympathy guy on Instagram that keeps getting fucked over by sellers, because that involves me getting fucked over by a ton of sellers.
Totally. All right, next one. What's the best trend in vintage?
People actually wearing their shirts and taking fit pics in them instead of just fucking posting them on the ground. I'm all for a good ground shirt pic, but I really like that I see people wearing their shit more. More individuality in the Instagram thrift world is happening. More and more and more. People are being themselves more, and it's less just about here's the shirt and measurements, but it's more about like, here's who I am as a person and how that is influenced by the shirts. And I think that
this is my
the biggest pages are that right now. The biggest pages that are blowing up the fastest are people who are personality based. And I think that's like going to be the new normal.
Totally. Which it's nothing fucking new. It's like,
it's literally, exactly.
If you want to take it to the top example, it's like Kardashians.
Well, okay. Do you know Thrift and Tarantino, the memes?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I know you got, Well, I like swiped up one time and like she analyzes stuff like so deep. And her and I actually talk a lot, actually. I really fucking like her. But I told her once, I was like, I can't wait until someone makes like a 30-minute like video essay about like Juna thrifts on YouTube. Because that's going to happen. And someone's going to do this like big in-depth with like neo-fashion, oversized, I don't know, whatever. They're gonna make all these fake words up for this. But she was like, she told me, she's like, I already wrote it. I have it. I just haven't posted on my story yet. And I'm like, no. So I was like, bro, like when you have a chance, like send it to me so I can read it. And so I read it, and one of the things she says, what Juna Thrifts is doing is so present. It's just that everyone else is living in the past.
Yes.
And I was like, bro, like, dude, and I see it more and more where people are going to like start doing like bringing their personality into shit. You see more people making memes. You see more people making like, bro, I got hated on for sharing a TikTok video like back in 2019. And like now it's like every fucking TikToker.
Oh, you got hated on for sharing it on Insta?
Yeah, for sharing a TikTok I made on Insta. And I got like, and like, but now it's like everyone's using TikTok. It's just like, I'm utilizing every tool that Instagram had, like that.
People will always hate on the person who does it first because they're not ready, man. They're like too slow.
Yeah, no. So I think the best trend is people catching up.
Yeah, and I've been, I've always said that about personality. I've said that on the podcast since day one. Like, you got to if you want to be successful in this business or any business. Well, first of all, the most important thing is like being able to talk to people. Human relations is like number fucking one. Yeah. You can't be successful in any business unless you can like have a good conversation with someone. And then the second thing is like being able to be public about it, like speak publicly in front of groups of people or like in front of your social media following. It's like those are skills that will get you far in anything you're gonna do, no matter what. And people love to fucking it's mega important. So
that's my favorite term. Yeah,
that's dope. Okay, I call it the holy hammer. What is your holy hammer, aka holy grail? What's a piece you're looking for that you like want to have, or is there any?
Probably the collab that doesn't exist yet between me and like Nike or some shit like that. That's the holy grail. Like when I'm holding my own like Nike, like bro, that's gonna be like the fucking craziest thing. That's the holy grail, is the shirt that doesn't even exist yet.
Yo, that's what's up. See, again, you're fucking manifesting your future shit.
Yeah, I do that every day. Every day I journal for 2 hours.
You journal for 2 hours?
I've kept all the notebooks every morning. Yeah, I have them all. Like,
so run us through, like, just give us like a dictated version of today's journal entry. Let's go.
Today I did really like a big like bullet point list. Every like my birthday I consider like the new year. Like I do not like even take in January. I just take in like from one birthday to the next is like the new year. So right now I was like working on like big bullet point, like brainstorm list of the things I want to accomplish like this upcoming year, and then just doing like manifestations afterwards. And like, yeah, no, I do those like, but every day I usually write like manifestations or like things that I'm like proud of that I've accomplished before, like, and then like that fuels me to like keep doing more cool shit.
Yo, this guy. Yo, you make me proud right now, Juna. I didn't know this was gonna be so deep, dog.
But yeah, no, like every day 2 hours in the morning, because I mean, and I don't look at my phone a lot while I do it. Like I actually set a timer for like a period of time where I can only be writing, and like then I can look at my phone a little bit. But like, yeah, no, I've been doing that every single day for like since like 7th grade. I've written in journals, and I've kept them all.
I love that, man. I think it is a form of meditation in a way where you get to then just be there present, thinking about what you want to do, thinking about like you can write about your previous days, you write about what you want to do in the future, you write about how you're feeling, whatever. And like you think about how humans work. We work, well, we think, our minds think based on language because we have created words for everything we do. So writing is a form of that. But also like when you look at studying even during school, they're like the best way to learn something is to write it out, right? So like if you're trying to study for a test, you keep writing out the answers and stuff to those questions, and eventually by the act of writing it embeds itself in your brain. So when you think about like creating your future based on journaling, it's like the more you write your future out, the realer it becomes in your own brain, and that's the most important thing. So
usually every day just starts with like the manifestations. Like maybe I usually start with like maybe like any opening day thoughts or whatever, but then like, and also I actively don't write about Junafest. I write about because dude, the whole day is focused on that. Every single second of my day is focused on Junafest, so that during that period I only write about like other shit. And if I do write about Junafest, it's more in relation to like things that haven't even happened yet. Like I want to accomplish this, like just putting it on paper. Like I think one of the hardest things to do in the world is think like in ways that like people have told you not to. Like to imagine is like something that you like that gets killed. Your imagination gets killed as you get older. And I'll find it like mine when I stop writing for a while and I'm really stressed, it goes away and I have a hard time thinking about like big things that like make no sense now, but like could definitely happen. But like I just find myself shutting them down before I can even like think about them more. So like, but when I'm manifesting every day and I'm writing, it's always like I guess a big one, I'll just tell you like a really big one. Like I want to do Junafest like in 2030, where it's like, cause I went to Lollapalooza and I was seeing how that shit was ran. I'm like, this is like not that hard at the end of the day to set up. I was like, there's like, once you got the food vendors, once you got a set of food vendors that agree to do it, and then you can just re-sign them for the next year, you're good. Once you have like the infrastructure to get like an alcohol license, you got that part. Like it's all just knowing the people to call that make those happen. And I'm like, and like it's even the booking the artist. That's like one person you call who knows all the artists and help you do that. They work with your budget and figure out the artists you want. And so I'm like, dude, Junafest, bro, there's so many Juna memes and like lore that could be brought to real life. Imagine you go to Junafest and you want to buy like a shirt with all the acts on the back, where they only have like 6L in stock. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be like, do you want like? They'd be like, do you want like a small through? There's like small, medium, large, XL, double XL, and like it ain't even big though, and it's like an extra like.
Yo, I can picture it right now. It's like they're all up because like when you go to a merch booth, you see all the shirts, and then you just have sold out, 6XL.
Yeah, like no, it's not even 6XL. It ain't even big though size, and it's 6XL shirt, and it's a cut and sew blank that has a triple third stitch in it. Super rare.
Yo, dude.
So it's like,
if you do Juna Thrift, we're saying it right now on the podcast. 2030 Junafest. I will fucking be there if this happens for sure.
Yeah, like by 2030, I want to have it all set up to where like it's not even just like an idea I have. It's like something I actually have the means to do. But like and when I say Junafest, I mean like Travis Scott playing. Like I don't mean like just like a little like vintage selling thing. I mean like literally like Lollapalooza, but with like event, like a whole like tent, like a building with like vintage vendors. Like because you could have all the vintage vendors, but then you could also have like a complex con like vibe, but it's like a fest.
See, here I thought you just were gonna keep moving along with your little website, but yo, your plans are big.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
We're talking Complex Con / Lollapalooza. We're talking hundreds of employees making this shit happen.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's like why I treat it the way I do, because I'm like, that's why I say I'm like, bro, I'm gonna make $1 million off this. Like,
easy, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what you should do? Fuck $1 million. You gotta shoot higher, dog, because that's too easy.
Yeah.
Think big. I've like listened to a lot of shit. People are like, if you got goals, fuck that goal, make it bigger, because when you get to that goal, you're gonna wish you made it bigger in the beginning, because you're gonna see that the million's easy.
Well, honestly, yeah, like you know what I'm saying? So that's like what I do every morning to keep that like going, like those big dreams like alive, and like expanding upon them, and like actually just like taking the time to write down things and look at physically something that sounds fucking insane.
And then you can also you'll forget shit, but then you're like flip back through your notebook, when I got a notebook right here, and you're like, yo, that idea was sick. I forgot. I'm getting back on that, you know?
Yeah, no, there's some shit I want to do this year. I want to do like a lemonade stand really bad. Like I want to do a lemonade stand really big, and it'd be like heavy sippers only, and it'd be like the fair cup with like the teeth, and inside the cup you get like a shirt, and then we give you like the lemonade. Like I thought it'd be so raw to have like a lemonade stand like on Brady Street, which is like the biggest street by me, and there was like people selling like I don't know, like hot pickles there last year. So I was like, bro, we just got to get the same spot as them this year and just like do a Juna lemonade stand every Friday.
Yeah, that's legit. That's a sick merch drop idea, dude.
Well, more in-person events, more real life shit I want to do. Like, I just like, because through doing Juna Thrifts, it only started, that switch happened in September of 2019. And think about it, like not even a year, and COVID started.
Yeah. So
it's only like now I can be like, okay, all this shit I want to do that's like in person or way bigger isn't being slowed down. Like I did it 3 years in a row now, but I guess I'll talk about it because it's important. But like I do a $10 pop-up where all the shirts are $10, and I bring as much stuff as I have, and I set up in front of the art museum, which they don't like, and I've had to talk to security every year, and I should next year just get the okay so I don't have to do this again.
So but what, they don't kick you out? They just give you shit?
No, they want to kick me out, and I lie every year. I'm just like, oh, what, they didn't call you? What? I'm gonna call the art museum right now. They definitely should have let you know I was gonna be out here. And then once it kind of like they realized like, damn, like no one's gonna call them, I'm like, we're only here I only do it for 2 hours for this reason. I'm like, well, I'm only gonna be here till 2 p.m. Like, can you just like at 2 p.m. no more stuff is being sold, packing everything up, leaving. And they're like, okay, whatever. Like they usually just get annoyed because I'm just like, not going to leave.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, but I did it 3 years in a row. And the first year, I didn't think anyone was going to come. This was like, bro, like I was just like on Instagram, like, yo, I'm going to set up at this fucking statue in my city. Like pretty daunting because it seems like online, all the people that were fucking me were people I didn't even know. You know what I mean? And so I do it and I get there and there's people like already waiting there. And I'm like, oh shit. And that does well. And I do that for 2 hours, whatever. And I think I made like $200. I don't know, like not like 20 shirts. And then I do it the next year. And I think I did like over that, like in those 2 hours. And then I did it this year and I did it with like under 48 hours of advertising. I didn't really talk about that much. But this year I made more in that 2 hours off shirts that were $10 than like a whole pop-up I did.
Damn.
With like, that was like sponsored and like had like a ton of different vendors. And I was like, maybe I wasn't the most prepared for that pop-up, but like, bro, this is like 2 hours at a space that you can't even park in that area of town. It's like super hard to get parking. So it's like an in-person event that's for 2 hours in this space that like is impossible to park, that I like shouted, like announced like 48 hours before. And I made more than I did. Like, I don't know. That's when I was like, fuck yes. Like it's finally happening. Like, it's in-person shit.
Yeah,
really,
well, I've been noticing in the last like 6 months or maybe even less, but like our store's cranking, dude. Even today, like our store was cranking. And, you know, obviously we had slow times during like heavier periods of COVID. Online, like people want to get out right now. People want to be in person. They don't want to fucking shop on Instagram as much. They don't want to shop on websites as much. Like they want to be out, seeing people, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's legit. And that's kind of like a changing of the guard for the vintage community a bit, because I think like it's going to, which I've said before on the podcast, there's going to be people fall off, right? Because they don't have anything outside of their Instagram really. And they don't think like long-term with it. Right. And nothing stays the same forever. Like this whole fucking hype boom online can't last forever. Prices can't just skyrocket until they go to $1 million. Like it's you know, things have to level out, and we're seeing that now, which I appreciate because it's like a reset. It's nice to get out, and like there's lots of shit going on in our city too. That's something we haven't even talked about. So you live in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I don't think I know anybody in Milwaukee, dude. Milwaukee is see, this is how naive I am to Milwaukee. That's a state.
Milwaukee is in Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin.
Like an hour and a half from Chicago.
Okay, so what's it like there, dude? I mean, so you're fucking close to Canada.
Like, yeah, kind of, yeah.
You ever been to Canada?
No, I haven't, but I'd like to go. I think it looks cool.
So yeah, give us a lowdown of like what's it like there. Obviously, you had bins because I know you were originally like a bin guy. Or no?
Yeah, actually, dude, I didn't even want to go to the bins at first. It was like freaking me. It was like scaring to me to go. Like the whole like social part of it was freaking me the fuck out. Like I just didn't know how it was gonna go, and like, but then eventually I like went that one time, and like I eventually like got over that fear, and yeah, no, I was doing bins for a while. But then
is it heavy flexing at those bins?
Dude, the thrift shit in Wisconsin right now is just like, it's really getting really big. Like a lot of people are reselling, and there's like a lot of different people are reselling, like all different types of resellers. There's like the I only want to sell like grail pieces kind of resellers. There's the mids resellers, which I think I'd fall into that. And then there's like the kids who are just like starting in high school who are selling like shit that you're like, bro, why did you even buy that? But they're just like selling it to their friends. So there's like that level of it, which I love seeing that. Like kids who are just like selling to their friends in high school, and they're selling like the weirdest shit that I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? Like that is like, I love that kind of reseller. But it's like doing, and like, and there's like a couple vintage stores here in just Milwaukee area alone. There's two. And then there's one that just opened in Madison, which is the capital. That's fucking incredible. I just went there this past weekend. They just opened. But, and like, I know a couple people, not just like more than a couple people who want to open their own vintage store in this area. And that's why I'm not doing one yet. Because until I can do it better than what exists, I don't want to do it. And I don't have anything on my mind. I have one idea on my mind that can make it better, but I don't have the resources to do that yet. But it's a really big. It's getting really big here in the bins. are really popular. There's 2 bins in Wisconsin. There's like 2 sets. But for me, it's just like so overpopulated now that I just don't go to bins.
So you said you're doing like only bulk buying. So now you've like developed your own network of sellers who sell to you wholesale or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Now you can like do cash outs from your homies and different wholesalers, and like you get more than you need just through that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think what made that happen was in March going into April, that was like one of the most like draining parts of my life, but like I needed that really a lot. From March to April, I just moved out for the first time, and I woke up at 5:30 a.m. The 2-hour journaling, went and got breakfast at a cafe, like a sliced avocado toast, took the bus for 45 minutes to my parents' house, and then from there I Ubered to the bins for another half hour. I'd stay there for 6 hours and then go back home with all the shit and just sleep for an hour and then model the pieces, put them on the website and repeat. I did that for like a whole month. And it was just like super fucking draining. Like I would be like anytime anyone wanted to like kick it or anything, I was like, no, I'm going, I gotta go to bed. It's 9:30. I gotta get up tomorrow. And it was like the most like isolating period in my life. But those like 30 days of pure like straight work. Like I did nothing besides fucking work that whole time. It was the best month I ever had. And then the pop-up I did, I was even saying no to pop-ups like at that time. And like
that's like super raw. You'd just be like, I'm picking it that day, I'm modeling it right after, and I'm putting it on the site for sale. It's like, and that again, like the following you do that is interesting because you're like, yo, this guy, like I see him at the bins, and then you're like, yo, I can buy that shit like 2 hours later. Like that's legit. There's no like, I'll put it up for sale in a week or 2, you know? A lot of people do that.
Also it created this hype because this is like the most random item that it happened with, but this was like a serious thing that happened, like that I was like, holy shit. But at the bins, I like have been buying like vintage blank crew necks and taking vintage blank shirts home for me with me for so long. And so like, unlike, you know, just like every other day, someone, Marquise, shout out Lil Bill Vintage here. He knows this story. He threw me a purple, like this beautiful, like purple, like Russell crew neck, like made in USA, XXL. And I take it, I'm like, this is sick, thank you. Like, I really like it. And I put it in a bin and I take like the bin pic, right? That post got like 300 likes that day, and like 50, and like a ton of comments. And like people were asking to buy it immediately. And it was like, and I remember that night, that day, some kid even hit me up while I'm at the bins. I just posted it. He's like, yo, man, like, let me, like, how much are you going to sell it for? I'm like, I'm thinking like $25 plus the shipping. And he PayPal'd me and I didn't even agree to it. And I'm like, no, bro, like, what? I'm refunding you. Like, I'm just telling you. And so that night, I bought it that day. And then that night, I put it on the website that same night and it sold out. And like, before I could upload another item to the site. So like there was like that hype of like I found it that day.
Yeah, and they're waiting.
I know what's going on the site tonight. Like I'm waiting for that shit to hit the site because I just found it today. So it was like every day I was like previewing the stuff in real time that was going to be sold that night. And it was creating this like crazy amount of hype for the shit I was finding.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, dude. And that drives the traffic. Like if they buy that one thing or they buy something else, but you need the traffic, right?
That's what I was doing, 10 new items a day, like just because like
solid.
Like I could easily just take one day and like model everything at once and then upload it all at once. But it's like people are gonna see it once and not go back.
Yeah.
You need that traffic.
Smart, my man. So okay, another one last quick hit. If you could go back and live in any era, what time frame would you go to?
Well, I have thought about this, but I'm a firm believer in right now is the best time in history. People love to hate on it. People love to hate on what now, especially like in the America, like the political climate is so fucking intense. But I'm a firm believer that I am like living in the best time in the history of the world. But if I had to go back, I'd probably go like, I would love to do like the 90s like New York hardcore scene when everyone was like super like actually about it and intense, and it was like the Doc Martin shit and like all those like bands that like it was switching from like 80s like punk and just really fast music, Youth Crew, straight edge shit to like bands like Marauder and like that all that New York hardcore shit where it was like dudes just beating the shit out of each other like and like going crazy. I would love to see like that switch from like Youth Crew punk with like positive message to just like dudes beating the shit out of each other. Like that whole like cultural shift in like New York hardcore, that would be so fucking sick to see. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Fucking dope. Okay, man. Well, we've been on here for a while. We've gone over a lot of good things, and this was a really good episode, Juna. It's funny because I didn't really know you very well, but I feel like I know you pretty good now, buddy.
What?
Stoked. Anything you want? Any last words you wanna shout outs or anything you want to say to the people? Here is your chance.
Okay, yeah. What is this fucking? I have this thing I was saying to people that I thought was so sick, and I get like, don't be someone who sells vintage for a living. Be someone who's living selling vintage. That's what you got to do. That's how I approach my Instagram. I'm living and doing all this shit because I sell vintage. You know what I'm saying? That's like,
dude, totally.
I don't know that phrase. I don't know.
Love it.
That's really just like Juna Thrifts. I don't know. Whatever I'm doing, it's always changing. Instagram. If you're watching this, you probably know my Instagram, but it's Juna Thrifts.
Yeah, if you've watched this whole thing and haven't followed him yet, obviously get that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Junafest 2030.
Yeah, Junafest 2030. I'll be there. Like, don't worry. I've already signed the contract. It's happening.
Junafest. My collab with Nike in the next 10 years. Be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, take notes, people. Take notes, people. You know, what was it? Jim Carrey, he wrote himself $1 million check, put it in his wallet. Yo, Juna just fucking created his own Nikes. Yo, Juna, here's your Nikes, dog. Keep your eye on it, okay?
It's got a way cooler box than that. Yeah.
That's all I had at quick arm's length. But yeah, no. Stay tuned. Juna Nike's going to be sick.
And everyone get ready for the day you open up Instagram and the first post you see is like me and Chief Keef. The big rapper meetup is going to be real. Like, that's going to be real, I think. I think once Juna Thrifts hits the rap, like, world, there's going to be the day where a rapper, like, drops Juna Thrifts in, like, a song, like a bar. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be, like, a big thing. I can't wait. I feel like that's going to happen. There's so many things you can say in a song, like, it ain't even big, though. Bro, like, in a rap context.
Yo, dude, you're making me feel like all my goals and things that I like I'm working towards. I'm like, I gotta think bigger. I gotta think like Juna, man.
That's why I write every morning. Because I'm like, bro, I gotta just think of the craziest shit that like is so actually random as fuck, but I feel like it's possible. There's no reason why it couldn't happen.
There's no, dude. If you
so I think
it can fucking happen. And
I think the moment like when people open Instagram and it's me and Chief Keef, I think that's gonna be like that's a moment I'm like waiting for to happen, like so seriously. Like I really can't. I think that's gonna happen, and I am getting really close to it happening, low key, because something I always manifest is that like by just doing this, I'm gonna get VIP tickets to a concert. Like I feel like it's gonna happen. I don't know how, and it happened last week. I got these like
you went to the listening party.
I did go to Donda. I paid full price for that. But this like, there's this thing called Summerfest here, and it's like the biggest thing ever. And we didn't do it last year because of COVID, and this year it got moved to the fall instead of the actual summer. And I got like 2 sets of like super VIP tickets, one for like Diplo, and the one for the night before is for Run the Jewels. And I don't know, like those aren't like necessarily like the biggest like rappers. I mean, Diplo's not a rapper. But like, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily like rappers, but we're getting closer.
Yeah, dude.
We're getting closer to it happening. And even the picture with Run the Jewels would be crazy. But I'm just saying,
that's coming up. That's coming up. Hasn't happened yet.
No, it's going to happen next week. I have my tickets are like, apparently, so there's like the general admission, and then there's like a VIP section in front of the general admission, and then there's like an extra VIP section. I have tickets to that for Run the Jewels. And I have tickets to this like bar where all the drinks are paid for for that night. So bad combo. It's gonna
Juna
end up
is not straight edge anymore. He's going
Not
to an
at all.
open fucking bar.
heavy smokers only. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Well, fucking have fun at that. And thank you for coming on the show, dude. That was a fun
Appreciate
episode. And that shit about journaling is real. And I think if anyone has taken this episode, that is it, dude. Think big. Fucking write it down in your journal.
Yeah.
Because this guy is.
I am every single day. 2 hours.
All right. Thanks, dude.
Appreciate you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated as always. I wouldn't do this if I didn't get all the great feedback from you guys. If you like the show, drop me a message, let me know. If you like the podcast in general, let me know. And please go share it, IG stories, share it on Facebook, whatever. That little thing you can do by sharing this episode means so much to me and means a lot for me and the motivation and the growth of this show. Again, I'm trying to help sellers out there. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to shed perspectives on the business, give you guys all kinds of info on how people do it around the world. Stoked for season 3. I'm fired up to keep putting these out. Again, finally, I needed that break. The intro was a long one, so I'm going to keep this short. Check out BidStitch. Go shop FAsInFrankVintage.com. We're dropping like 300 to 400 pieces per week right now. You can use code VTGNStuff. VTGN stuff gets you 25% off the website. That's crazy. My prices are good already. That'll be down below. BidStitch link down below. Patreon link down below. Peace. See you on the next one. Enjoy. Please share.